I'm going to start it, okay? I'm going to start it, yeah.
Once upon a time in Berkeley, 5 parakeets were hanging on a branch. Suddenly, a newspaper fell from the sky. It was the Inflation Reduction Act in the news. Heat pumps are the future.
They're so energy efficient.
I installed one, and now I can finally control the temperature of my nest.
And the IRA provides $4.5 billion for heat pumps.
I know. Let's build an MVP to unlock the IRA's potential.
Parakeet flew out of the building to speak to potential customers and learn from competitors.
Our first MVP was a marketplace to help homeowners find their HVAC contractor and help contractors get high-quality leads. We talked to homeowners to understand their behavior regarding HVAC. We also interviewed contractors to understand their process. But homeowners rely on word of mouth, and contractors have plenty of customers. So we decided to explore other ideas for homeowners, manufacturers, and contractors. We went on quite the customer discovery journey, remembering there's a $4.5 billion opportunity out there. Let's just focus on that. While the IRA is a game changer for heat pump owners, getting these rebates can be a hassle because of the required technical knowledge to fill out all of the paperwork. We at Parakeet create the easiest way for homeowners to access all the rebates available when installing a heat pump or other home electrification upgrades. We talk to more homeowners to understand how to help them access these rebates effortlessly. Then we build a website to attract potential customers, but learned that most homeowners aren't even aware of the rebates, and it's challenging to find qualified homeowners without the help of contractors. What makes most sense is for Parakeet's idea to be a white-labeled service that's embedded into contractors' workflow. For now, this was our Lean Launchpad journey.
Hey everyone, so we're Parakeet. I'm going to explain to you our journey today, and yes, we're all wearing green on purpose. Our story is really one about timing that talked about the IRA a lot. The Inflation Reduction Act, in addition to being a really large economic stimulus bill, has nearly $400 billion dedicated towards clean energy. So although we all have different backgrounds, we were all really inspired by the Inflation Reduction Act, and we wanted to find potential business solutions for it. And so we specifically focused on the part of the IRA that deals with home electrification. More specifically, heat pumps. Heat pumps are, just so you know, basically electric heating and cooling. You can replace your AC with a heat pump. And so we chose it for 3 reasons. One, Biden actually specifically called it out in the IRA and has funds dedicated towards it. Heat pumps are more energy efficient. They're 3 times more efficient than a gas heating and cooling system. And lastly, I think before campus and as we came to campus, a lot of thought leaders and even podcasts were dedicating shows towards heat pumps specifically and how they were a game changer. So our initial hypothesis was pretty exciting for us, but it was a bit too broad. So what we thought was the initial problem was a 2-sided marketplace. Homeowners had a problem where they were installing new heating and cooling system, but they didn't know what heat pump was, and they didn't know that there were incentives. And 2, we thought contractors had a lot of administration, and they didn't want to explain it to homeowners, so they just relied on their natural systems of natural gas. And they really had trouble today identifying profitable projects. So we thought the initial solution could be a website, a marketplace where you could provide inputs for homeowners to identify their home details, and we could provide what the options are and give them notes about the rebates and heat pumps. And then contractors could see this list and pick projects that might suit them best.
Thanks, Greg. So to understand the heat pump business better, we spoke to homeowners, contractors, and manufacturers, and we learned about their motivations, and we also found out that there was a lot of friction in the homeowner-contractor relationship, And these frictions were what guided the pain points that we wanted to solve. At around 30 interviews, though, we realized we couldn't solve all of these homeowner contractor pain points, and so we narrowed it down to 3 different ideas. And then at 60 interviews, we narrowed it down further to the information gap around the IRA, which led us to our idea of a rebate tool.
Thank you, Jessica. So that's the moment we decided to pivot. And we simplified the original idea that was quite broad to focus on the true game changer, the IRA. And the reason for that is, first of all, the market size. As Greg mentioned, there is $4.5 billion of incentives available for home electrification, and also based on the knowledge gap that we noted between the homeowners that want to know more about the rebates and get help to apply for them, and the contractors that don't really, I wouldn't say they don't care about rebates, but they are less incentivized to be on top of the rebates because it doesn't really add to their bottom line. So that's why we decided to create a service and help homeowners to apply to all the rebates that are available to them. So let's do an example, a hypothetical example. Let's say Jim buys a heat pump and installs a heat pump in 2023. We get the information from his contractor that this heat pump has been installed. We contact Jim and offer him our services, telling him, hey, there are $6,000 of incentives available. Do you want help in getting them? If he accepts, we fill out all the paperwork, and once he receives those $6,000, we get a service fee of 5%. So we tested out. So this financial model looked really great because with 1.2 million heat pumps installed per year and quite a lean business structure, this looked very promising, with a net income already positive in the first year. So we decided to test that with our first MVP, who was a landing page. And there, thanks to this website, we gathered information about, first of all, our potential customers. So typically busy homeowners that are quite reluctant to paperwork. We also gathered information about their willingness to pay, and there we were a bit disappointed, between 0 and 5%. And also, we understood that we saw via the traffic on that website that we would probably need some partners to find the customers.
We knew it would be hard to find customers, but thankfully we found one. Meet Lori. Lori installed a heat pump in November of 2022. Yet, upon many interviews with Lori, she learned from us, Parakeet, that she qualified for these rebates. What a perfect opportunity to work with her. The first thing that Lori did was she emailed her contractor. Hey, can you send me this information? The contractor had no idea. You know, you might think like, wow, we're hitting a wall here, but in fact, this was a sign for us that Lori needed our help. So we ran through a concierge test, offering our services with Lori, and sat down to help her apply for these rebates. Going through this exercise, we realized 2 key things. First, it's incredibly hard to find other Loris. This was a fortuitous moment where we met her, she installed one, she qualified for our service and wanted it. And second, going through this process, we discovered it might be really hard to automate this. We thought we knew a lot about heat pumps and the rebates, but what it turns out is that Lori's contractor had most of the information, and Lori's accountant actually had key information too. So we learned that our financial model might not be as viable as we initially thought. We weren't ready to part with our idea, so we went back to our trusted business model canvas. Is there anything that we're missing? We realized the value really lies within the homeowner-contractor relationship. The contractors have the information to get these rebates for homeowners. We have gone through 113 interviews. We're not hoping that this class continues necessarily, but if it were to continue, we would test whether Parakeet service could be a white-labeled offering that's embedded into contractors' workflow. For now, an outcome, as Lean Launchpad ends for our team today, an outcome is that we have become 5 experts in heat pumps. we care deeply about leading the energy transition. So, though Parakeet's business model might not continue today, our website is still open and we hope to keep in touch.